In this short vlog, we'll be looking at different ways in which we can discover the importance of coping strategies. Coping strategies are ways in which you kind of navigate as best as you can through today's world where we never have enough time. There are never enough hours in the day. There are always too many things to do. But that's always a positive, or at least that's how I've always been brought up. So what that means, we need to use our time as wisely and as effectively as we can. In truth, working with cohorts of students from University of Essex Online, I admire every one of you because our deadlines come around relentlessly quickly. There are discussion forums to take part in, there are mid-module assignments to prepare, and then end-of-module projects, journal entries to do. So therefore, a number of things become really important to all of us, to me, to you, to all of us, in terms of how we use our time and how we cope with everything that we have to cope with. And what's really important is that you find a way that works for you. Each one of us is different, and therefore the ways in which we cope will be different. Some examples from what you do as you go through each of our modules. Firstly, in terms of coping strategies, how you use your time to study. How effectively do you use your time? How do you know you're making progress? How do you reinforce your learning? How do you prioritize your study time? So yeah, absolutely, that is study time and that is important, but the way you cope with that study time can actually be a coping strategy. It can be a positive. Also, where you can, and I hope it's the case for most of you, for most of your modules, if not all of your modules, enjoy what you're learning, because that certainly helps. That is a self-motivator in itself. And what you might want to do, in each of your modules you have your journal entries, and in your journal entries, as well as reflecting on your learning and how, where, why, when you apply learning to your professional and learning lives, you could also reflect on how you've navigated through in terms of how you've coped with it all. The busy times at work, the deadlines for your submissions, how you've actually coped with that, and reflect on how you could cope or navigate through better next time. I'm constantly trying to improve the way that I cope with everything, and like everybody else, I suppose, sometimes life does get very frenetic, where there really is too much to do, and it does a bit like skating on ice. Personally, I like to run every day. That is my therapy out there in the fresh air. What I've not yet discovered, though, is how I let my mind flow, ideas come, and how I capture them when I'm out in the middle of the forest or down by the canal and remember them all for when I come back. Also, I love the time that I have with my children. That in itself is a wonderful coping strategy for me. So when I'm out with any of my children doing different things, whether it's at football, whether it's out and about, it's just a tremendous therapy. And actually, whilst you all know my name is David James as your tutor, the names my children call me are Cups, Jeff and Sid. So we'd need a separate vlog on that, I guess. But what we've tried to explore for all of us is the importance of working out what works for you. How you can find a way to navigate through each day when the number of hours that we need are far greater than the number of hours that we've got. So I wish you well with the next stages of your studies, and cope and navigate better and better each time. Thank you.